Now this, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he's going to continue to respond to former President Trump's ongoing attacks. But his main focus, he says, is going to be on President Biden. Watch this.
So look, I'm going to respond to attacks. If someone is saying that, I am going to counterpunch. I'm going to fight back on it. I'm going to focus my fire on Biden, and I think he should do the same. He gives Biden a free pass. I'm focusing on Biden.
Interesting. Byron York joins us this morning. Byron, is that the right strategy? Because let's be honest, if you get down in the mud with Donald Trump, chances are you're going to lose.
Well, I think most politicians believe it's not a good idea to let just one attack go after another go unanswered. I think what Governor DeSantis is doing now is really kind of a two-part strategy, which is if you listen to his stump speech, he doesn't talk about Donald Trump. He doesn't really answer Trump's specific charges. You know, he says things that are clearly about Trump, like leadership is not about entertainment, but they don't mention Trump. Now, afterwards, he talks to reporters. They ask about Trump because that's what they do, and he talks about it. He doesn't shy away from talking about it. So that's really the strategy. You know, if you're trying to appeal to Republican primary and caucus voters, most of them approve of Donald Trump. They certainly approve of the things Trump did as president. So you can't just come out and bash Trump all the time.
So you had this new op-ed out. You say the pregame is over for Trump versus DeSantis. So you mean the gloves are off, essentially, to kind of follow up on what we've been talking about?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we have a real campaign now. Really, in the last couple of days, it has turned into a real campaign. DeSantis was in Iowa for a couple of days. He's in New Hampshire this morning. He's going to South Carolina. Everybody other than Trump is going to Iowa Saturday for Joni Ernst, Senator Joni Ernst, big event in Des Moines. And the campaign is really completely underway. And, you know, before DeSantis got in the race on May 24th, and Tim Scott did the same week, before that, we were looking at polls that were measuring people who weren't even announced candidates yet. So I think in the weeks to come, not quite yet, but in the weeks to come, we'll have kind of a real apples to apples, candidate to candidate view of how they're standing among Republican voters.
And very quickly, Byron, you know, you brought it up. The job for DeSantis and the other candidates is how do you go after Donald Trump supporters, his base, without upsetting them because they're very loyal to him? It's a difficult tightrope to walk, isn't it?
It may be impossible. It's very, very difficult because what you have to say is Donald Trump was a great president. He did great things. I want to see those continued in the White House. And by the way, it's time to move on. It's a very difficult thing to do. I think what you're going to see most of them do is focus their fire. You just saw what Governor DeSantis said. Focus their fire on Joe Biden. That is the real target of Republican voters, and then just see what happens with Donald Trump.
You know what, though? As someone who loves politics and loves to watch this stuff, I can't wait for it to all unfold, and I'm sure you're the same. Byron York, thank you so much, Byron, for joining us today.